Hey everybody, it's David. Welcome back to the channel. And I am jumping on the bandwagon and giving you a best of 2022 list. I already shared my top 10 movies from 2022. This will be my top 5 vinyl releases of horror scores from 2022. This was not an easy list for me to come up with. There were so many great releases last year, several from Waxwork, from Mondo, Sacred Bones, Real Gone Music, Varese Saraband, but I did manage to whittle it down to 5. Before I share those with you though, I do want to give an honorable mention to a horror soundtrack, and it is for the soundtrack to Trick or Treat, featuring music by Fastway. This is from the 1986 film. I hadn't seen this film easily in 35 years. It stars Mark Price, who you might remember as the character of Skippy from the 80s sitcom Family Ties. He was kind of the nerdy friend to Alex P. Keaton. But yeah, I was on YouTube one night, and the midnight hour was doing a live watch along, so I got the link from Mr. Bones, watched the movie on YouTube, and I really enjoyed it. It had, again, been 35 years, but the movie's held up. It is a little dated, being from 1986, but it was a great movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit, enjoyed the music a lot. And I knew that Real Gone Music had this up on their website. It was a limited run to, I think, 2,000 copies. I ordered it that night, got it a couple weeks later. And this one came on the Hellfire vinyl edition. There is the hype sticker that came on the shrink wrap. And here is what the Hellfire vinyl edition looks like. So it's kind of an orange and red marble. Just wanted to mention this one. I've listened to it quite a bit, although it's not a horror score, so that's why it's not in my top 5 list. All right, so on to my top 5 horror scores. Now, the criteria for this was artwork, vinyl variant, and repeat listens. So, this was, again, not an easy list for me to come up with, but coming in at number 5 is Candyman. Love the artwork on this one. There's the front, there's the back, got the gatefold, which you flip over, shows the church. This is hands down one of my top 3 vinyl variants in my entire collection, not just scores and soundtracks, but all my records in my collection. I just love the way this looks. So there's side A, side B. This one was almost my number 1 pick, but I had to put it at number 5 because of the 5 albums in my list. This is probably the one that I've listened to the least. This does feature music by Robert Akey, Aubrey Lowe. A lot of the music on this is his voice that's been synthesized and manipulated. It is a great score, but again, I haven't listened to it nearly as much as I have the other 4 in my top 5 list. So, number 5 for me is Candyman, which was put out by Waxwork. All right, number 4 is Carrie. Not the most impressive artwork. I do like the gatefold though, with Carrie's eyes. Really like the vinyl variant of this one. It looks very much like the Trick or Treat. It's kind of that orange and red marble. You've got the white label with the red letters on side A, and then you have the red lettering and the black label on side B. Sides C and D are very similar, so I won't pull those out. But yeah, this is, again, features music by Pino Donaggio. This is one that I have listened to more than Candyman, so that's why it's at number 4 in my list. Also put up by Waxwork. All right, the next one was a record store Black Friday album, and it was put out by Vera Saraband. And it features music by Marco Beltrami, and it is for the 1997 film The Mimic. Really like the artwork on this one. I like how it's kind of got that die cut cover here. On the back, you've got the track listing. This one pulls up from the top. You've got a small write up there at the top from Marco Beltrami. And on the back, you've got everyone from the Hollywood Studio Symphony. And this one came on kind of a dark green vinyl. There is the side D label and side A. Really enjoyed this score. I was just listening to it tonight as I was trying to put together my list of top 5 horror scores. All right, coming in at number 2 is one of many albums from the Newton Brothers in my record collection, and it is Dr. Sleep. This was my most anticipated release from 2022. Really have enjoyed this album quite a bit. It's got a lot of nods to the original score from The Shining. The variant isn't really all that special. It looks very similar to what we got with the Bride of Frankenstein, kind of that clear, purpley, misty colored. And then you got on the label the pattern on the carpet. But again, just so many nods to the original score from The Shining. I've really enjoyed listening to this quite a bit. I don't have the Shining score in my collection, aside from the 45s that were released a couple of years ago by Mondo. Would love to have that, but it's a little bit out of my price range, and quite honestly, it's not that easy to come by. All right, so here is sides C and D. Again, you've got the Dr. Sleep logo on side C, and then on side D, you've got the door with red rum written across the middle. So, great score from the Newton Brothers. In addition to this one, I have The Haunting of Hill House, The Haunting of Bly Manor, and Midnight Mass. All great scores from the Newton Brothers. Again, no relation. Number 2, Dr. Sleep. And my number 1 is from Danny Elfman, and it is to the movie Sleepy Hollow. Love the artwork on this one. You've got the Hessian skull on the front there. Love the black and gray with the red blood, the red lettering. On the back, you've got Ichabod Crane's hand with the pinpricks in it, and his mother's hand reaching out to him. The gatefold, you've got the tree that the horseman comes in and out of. You've got the horseman on the horseback. And then you have Ichabod Crane and Christina Ricci's character. Her name escapes me. But this is, again, in my top 3 vinyl variants in my entire collection. Really love this one quite a bit. This one was really a shock to me. But you've got the Cardinal on side A. Side B, you've got the cage. If you remember in the movie, if you twirled it quickly, you could kind of see the bird kind of coming in and out of the cage. I don't want to accidentally slip and throw my record across the room here, but you get the gist. So that is sides A and B. And then sides C and D. Same concept, just a little bit of a different variant here. Bird and cage. So there you have it, folks. That is my top 5 vinyl releases of horror scores from 2022. I am looking forward in 2023 to seeing what Waxwork has to put out. I should be getting from Sacred Bones Halloween Ends. Looking forward to having that on vinyl. From Waxworks, I do know about the score to 7, so I'm looking forward to getting that. But yeah, anxiously waiting to see what Waxwork has in store for us this year. Mondo, Real Gone Music and Vera Saraband, and Sacred Bones. So that's gonna do it for this video. I hope everyone is doing well, and until next time, take care. Thanks.